Let me do a quick shout out here for you. And I will tell you who we have here. Shout outs, and then we have questions. Gordon Rogers, shout out to you. Jennifer Rogers, Connie and the Pontoon Amigos. Hi, guys. Thank you for watching. P. Barnes II, GM Wally, Mitzi Pilgrim, Russell Bickford, S. Baldwin, Janelle Sharp Young, Don Schrader, Fletcher Boy, Deborah Lintz, and Shelly Johnston. Thank you all very much for watching every night. We have people watching from Trinidad. That's crazy. The UK, Scotland, Netherlands, Ammon, Idaho, Sugar City, South Africa, San Diego, and Rexburg. Really appreciate you all watching. Let me try to answer some questions if I can for you. First one, can Bryan Kohberger file appeals? As I mentioned a second ago, the judge said he could file an appeal, and I think he has to do it within 42 days or something. But if he does, it's violated his plea agreement. So we will see what happens over the next few weeks. If he doesn't file the appeal, it's done. I guess he could legally do it. I mean, Lori Vallow Daybell has filed a ton of motions over the past few weeks. Not that the court has to accept them, but if it's in the plea agreement and he files the appeal, then maybe everything today becomes reversed and we go through a trial. That would be crazy. Was Maddie the actual target? I don't know all the specifics about that. I don't know if that's ever been firmly proven. Maybe it would have been in court. I have not yet watched the special on Amazon about this case, and I want to, especially after today. Maybe some of you who have watched have better insight into that. Someone asked, were the families all in agreement of a plea deal? No, some were not. And as I mentioned, Ethan Chapin did not have any family there. They said they were not going to attend. The Gonsalves family was adamantly against the plea deal, but it sounds like the other two families were in favor of it. So that's right. Was Bryan Kohberger in shackles or handcuffs? Yes, both. It looks like kind of a shackle thing across his waist with his hands shackled as well, and then also his feet were there. Diane says, will Kohberger be in the same prison as Chad Daybell? Yes, he will. Now, how it will work now is he will go to the prison. He'll likely be in maximum security. However, they'll do an analysis. And then after they do an analysis, which could last a week or two, they'll decide, unless they already have this pre-assigned because he's so high profile, but they'll assign him where he'll be, where he will stay, where his assignment will be. And then if he goes to wherever that is and feels threatened or nervous, he could request maximum security if he feels like he's being bullied or whatever, and then he could go in isolation. Because, as I mentioned, he's so high profile, things could change and he could be escalated to that quickly, but we'll see. Can this man make money off of a book sale? O.J. Simpson could, and if he tries, I hope the parents sue him and stop him. Don says that. No, there are slayer laws in Idaho where you can't make money off of your crimes. I suppose there could be roundabout ways. Perhaps his parents could make money, his siblings, if someone buys their story or gets him a book deal or a docuseries or something like that. There could be roundabout ways where his family makes money and they in turn can send him commissary or things like that. So yeah, could happen, but he himself personally could not. And I don't know I'm sure there's some media company out there that would try to do it. But I was going to say, I don't know of a reputable news company that would pay him for an interview. Were Kohberger's parents in attendance? Yes, they were, and his sister. If given a chance, would you ever interview Kohberger? I've been asked that a lot. Yeah, probably. It'd be it was different. I said for sure Lori Vallow because I covered that. Kohberger, I don't know really anything about him. We've never communicated. It would be interesting to just go in, I guess, and try to meet him, try to understand if you can. The other question is, if you had a chance to interview him, what would you ask him first? I honestly don't know at this point. Well, I do. If you came to me right now and said, you can talk to Bryan Kohberger in 20 minutes, and that's all the prep time I had, I'd go in and say, why did you do it? And see what he said. And that would probably set the tone for the interview. Lori Vallow, I know, is not going to lie and tell me stories as she did and has done. So I know kind of where that's going to go, and she's going to go down her path of religion. I'd be interested to see where Kohberger goes with anything. Um, I don't, I'm sure I know media outlets have written them. I have not. I know media outlets have tried to get an interview with them. They have not succeeded. Idaho doesn't allow cameras in the prisons. So if it were any type of interview, it'd have to be an extraordinary circumstance where they did allow a camera in, and the victims, I imagine, would have to be informed and be okay with it. Or you could interview them like over the phone or write letters. And I think that, they could, that might happen one day. Why didn't Ethan's family give statements? I believe they spoke with NBC News, and said they have found closure and they're moving out of the shadow of the quadruple murder. And they said that the agreement was a godsend, and that he's had zero remorse, emotion, anything. And they don't need an explanation. His dad said, if I could physically do a handstand, I'd probably do one because I'm so ready. I'm ready for my kids to move on. I'm ready for us to move on. I mean, it's been 2.5 years and it's over. And that's what they told NBC last month after the plea agreement was reached. Stacy Chapin said, I don't believe we'll ever learn a motive, and I don't need to know. It doesn't change the outcome. It's a horrific event. We've gone through it. I mean, as best as we can as we continue to heal every day. Our first initial response was like an eye for an eye, but after speaking with prosecutors, they concluded the plea agreement was a better deal. He gets put away. There's no appeal system. And there were so many kids, including our own, that have been subpoenaed that we no longer have this hanging over our heads. I don't really care what happens to the guy. He's off the streets. He can't hurt any more kids. So that may answer your question as to why they didn't come today. Other question we have, did Kohberger know the victims? At least one of them relatively. I believe they were at a pool party together. I don't know the extent of their relationships, but it's not like he was friends with them, best friends. Someone asked what the writing on his shirt meant, the L's. I don't know. I did try to find out. I wasn't able to find out by the time we did this broadcast tonight, but if I can, I will try to let you know. I think that's it for the questions tonight.